Good evening. Happy Monday. Hope everyone's okay. How have your week's been? Let me know. Drop it in the chat. Any big news? Anything going on? And anyone wants to talk about? Be interesting to know what you've all been up to and what you've been doing and how everyone's lives are going. Just having a little look through the comments, and then when numbers pick up, we'll get started. So as I said, let me know in the comments what you've been doing, any pond related stuff. And just to name a few, we've got Michael Kirby, Kashi's Koi, Twisted Koi, Arciero, Tech Gary Webb. Yes, we've got Ian Enders. Hopefully, I'll be asking Ian for a lot of help soon. Scott Henderson, Koi and Orcs, Les Wheatcroft, Ginger Viking, Scrag68, don't know if I mentioned you already. Seska's Reef and Pond, Charlie Biff the Brown. What have I just done there? Yeah, that's okay. I've right clicked on something. So we're up to 35. Andy's Koi Puddle, Custy Koi, Chasing Koi. Thanks for all coming in. 40 in, guys. Could please smash that like for me? It means a lot. And if you're not subscribed, please do so. Yorkie's Koi as well. Niall McCarthy. Thanks everyone. Appreciate you tuning in and watching me ramble on. Steve G, thanks for coming, mate. So 40 people in. Please smash that like, and I'll start getting into a couple of things. So I'm not going to say too much on it because I'm going to put out a dedicated video about it. But I've said there's big things coming. I don't sit on my hands for very long, and I've got big plans. And I have said from the start, since I got into the Koi, really loved it. Really love being a part of most of the Koi community. And I've enjoyed it, and I've enjoyed meeting everyone. And I can't wait for the shows this year. I can't wait to meet everyone this year. Jack actually informed me about that. He said it's the most surreal thing when people start coming over to you. I had a couple of people come over to me last year. And that was great, but I found it funny because I was just like, I don't know. Do you know what I mean? I don't know what to say. I don't know whatever. But it's mad that when people have got a bit of an insight to your life, but you don't know nothing about them. But I am looking forward to that. I am looking forward to meeting everyone this year. And the Koi season is rapidly approaching. I'm talking about the lake harvest on a daily basis at the moment. Plans for stuff like that. And that's becoming scarily surreal. That it's actually going to happen. That we're going to be pulling, hopefully, north of 15,000 fish. I'd like to hope so. That come out that lake, ranging from 3-inch going right up. Some of the ones we put in were 4 or 5 inches. So hopefully they could, possibly even nearly doubled, maybe. Which if we pulled even a few hundred 8 to 10 inch Koi out that lake, I'd be made up. Really would. They'd probably go back in as well. Probably have another season, or at least the rest of this year on Harvest October. Ollie Log, thanks for coming, mate. I say, guys, if you haven't smashed the like, please do. So there's loads of stuff going on, and there's big things coming as well for us. We've made some massive life decisions. Probably some of the biggest life decisions we made since we got together and moved in and had the baby and whatever. I think this is scary. Scary, to be honest. So we're moving house. We are deciding what to do with our shop, which is the one based in Liverpool, the dog food shop. We've built up over 4 years. We've built up some great people, customers, and whatever. But it's just something that we're on the fence about what to do next, and whether to close that down, move it with us, go online. We don't know. So we're going through everything right now, and it's a bit like, do you know what I mean? We're moving house. We're moving to Wales, North Wales. So we're just sorting that out at the minute. Then obviously the shop being Liverpool, so it would be a big drive back and forward. I do the deliveries personally, so that could end up becoming a bit of a headache. So yeah, so we're on the fence with what to do, and then obviously Mikey's gonna grow up in North Wales. But at least we're gonna spend hopefully a year or two there and decide what we want to do. But the purpose of this house is it's going to give me the opportunity to build ponds, get my pet shop license, and start selling koi. I have went through what my plans are for selling koi, so eventually I want to become my own sort of little koi farm, very very small scale like Adam Bayer and Cuttlebrook and that sort of thing. New Forest Koi, I know they're huge, so I'm not comparing myself to them. I'm just saying that's the sort of like these place where I want to go. I want to be doing multiple spawns, growing them on, selling them year on year, etc. Phone ponds, please. I'm filled. Quite before I transfer to the big pond. Ginger Viking. So he's just saying then. I have to read stuff before, like proper read it before I can just read it out. Updates the settlement finally. Got my 5,500 preform pond in place and filled. Just got to treat the koi before I transfer to the big pond now. Still unsure whether to PP all or use Alperex. So the treatment thing, like I've got my own personal stuff what I do with the treatments. I know what I like to use, know what I really not really sure on. I definitely wouldn't want to give advice on what you should do. So if anyone else in the comments wants to pass some advice on, to Ginger Viking and let him, I know he knows what he's doing, but if anyone's got any kind words to help him, please do. So we're moving to Wales. We're possibly going to give up the shop. We're going to build the pond. We're going to get the pet shop license. We're going to harvest the lake. We're going to be buying jack fish. We're going to be spawning English bread. We're going to be buying yoshikoi fish. And yeah, sorry, I keep hitting the table and the camera keeps shaking. It's a lot. It really is. So that's where we're up to anyway. I will be putting dedicated videos out. There's still a lot of stuff that's got to go on first. And a lot of big decisions to be made. But yeah, the move is hopefully happening. And this year we'll be a registered pet shop. So we'll be selling koi. The idea of the business it'll be on a like appointments only type of thing. I will let people come in groups and whatever, obviously. But I don't just want. It's a house essentially. It's a big house and it's got quite a bit of land with it. And a massive driveway and whatever, but it's a house. There's neighbours, Luckily for us though, not any close, which is good. But so yeah, that's where we're up to. So on that, as I say, there will be dedicated videos, so I don't want to just start running away with telling everything now. I'd rather keep some content back. But I am trying, obviously it's a rented house. We're not buying it. So I'm going to be putting multiple ponds there. I've been speaking to Jack. I said box weld liners are expensive, especially if I'm going to be buying 6, 8, 10, 12, whatever I end up doing. I don't know. That's going to come up into the mid, 4 or 5 grandish probably to buy the lot, even if I get some sort of discount for buying bulk. So it's not really an option. So Jack was saying possibly fiberglass. He'll do it with me. We can do it, whatever. So that is possibly an option. And the other option is, which I'm proper on the fence about this, but it's the cheapest option, is to put the cheaper liners in, the ones that you get on Amazon. I can't remember the name. The one from David and Koi Pond. He used one, then he ripped it, then he bought a rubber liner because they're not the best. But I've used on both my ponds. I've both got them, so I'm not gonna. They're not awful. I don't think they're very trustworthy in the long scheme. But anyway, so if I buy them liners, then because you can't cut them, you can't reseal them. Once they're ripped, you know what I mean? So you can't cut out the skimmer, it cuts out your bottom drains and stuff. You can't do that. So I'd have to use retrofit bottom drains. Now that's sort of where my head's going on, because I'm guesstimating. I haven't measured the space. I know it's a decent size, but I haven't measured it. I don't know what size ponds I want to build. I was on the fence about trying to build smaller, not small, obviously build 2 or 3 huge ones, and then build a few smaller ones that could be like almost like vats that I could then put back on the back of the van and take away if we decide to leave this house. So yeah, I'm on the fence a little bit. I don't really know what to do, but obviously if I make it manhandleable, the ponds, even if I use 18mm ply and 4x2, they're still not going to be the biggest, because obviously there's going to be a level where only like say 3 or 4 men can actually lift. So I'd have to speak to people who've got a bit more knowledge on it. Do you know what I mean? Like Jack and I've just been moving their big ponds, so they might be like, yeah, you could move these with 3 men, or no, you wouldn't have a chance in hell. I don't know. I'll have to have that conversation, which I will do. So yeah, so that's where my pond idea is possibly to save cost in the short term. Obviously, I'm moving out. I'm possibly getting rid of my shop. I'm setting up a brand new business. I'm building all kinds of ponds. I'm buying fish in. I'm buying filters. I'm buying absolutely everything. I've obviously only got 3 easy pods and stuff. I haven't got a lot of stuff. So I'm buying everything. And obviously we're moving into the house. The carpets are horrible and whatever. So we're putting wooden floor down, etc. It gets expensive. So my thing is if I do 10 ponds and I put box weld liners in, you're talking probably about $5,000 for argument's sake if they do decent sized ponds. Say $4,000 for liner. Then buying the bottom drain separate is probably going to put me up at around there. Say $4,500 for argument's sake right now. Say it's $4,500. Whereas if I use the cheaper liners and the retro fit bottom drains, I can probably do that for under $1,000 for the 10 ponds. It's a massive difference. So I know they're not going to last. I know I'm going to be doing the job twice, but for the financial setup costs, I'm thinking that's the way I'm going to have to go. Maybe I'll do one bottom drain, one proper liner with a window or something like that as a feature bond, and then the rest can just be like sails, ponds, tanks, vats, whatever. So yeah, that's where that is. So this week has been absolutely crazy stressful, to be honest, because as I said, like, it's only moving to North Wales, but to me it feels like I could be moving anywhere in the country. It's a big thing, do you know what I mean? I love living in Liverpool, but obviously I want more, and more comes out of the city, and that's what it is. Obviously the baby growing up as well. I'd much rather him be growing up in the sticks a little bit than in the city, in the madness. But so fiberglassing, I've been watching Matt from CWD. He's fiberglassing his own pond in his garage. So I've just been watching loads of videos on fiberglassing. I know loads of people don't know. I've been watching loads of everything. And my plan for the fiberglassing is I'm just going to literally write it out in stages of, say, ply lining it, metal tape, which I've got loads of, thanks to Dino. Then you know, cutting me sheets to size, doing me 1% catalyst mix. So I'm onto it, but I'm just going to write it out in stages. I'm going to start with a small vat. I'm going to fiberglass it, put a bottom drain in, do everything on a smaller vat, and just see how that goes. And if I smash that, then I'll do another one, etc. I know it's not hard to do. As in, like, I've watched the videos. It's not rocket science. You know what I mean? You've only got to cut your sheets to a rough width. You know, if it's a meter, you can do it to 1.1 meters. It wouldn't matter. And then cut your corners in. So I get the gist of it. It's pretty simple to look, but I know that it's meant to smell. It's meant to be horrendous, and it's meant to make people give people headaches and stuff. I know fiberglass. I've done a little bit of fiberglassing, so I know it does really smell. I just don't know how much I could physically do over days. If I was doing, say, like 10 ponds, would that be too much for one person? Too much for me? Never doing it before. So that, again, it's just another thing on my mind. I'm just trying to get answers to questions and tick boxes that I'm just really struggling to do at the moment. So the vat size, I'm throwing this out there, these numbers off the top of my head, but I was thinking 8 foot by 6 foot by 3.5 foot in depth. 8 foot, 6 foot, 3.5 foot depth. Just because I sort of figured, could 3 or 4 people carry that? If that was 8B, 8B4, 18mm ply, and then with the 4B2 around the outside, then fiberglass. Is that a manageable size? I think it probably would be. I'm not really sure though. So if anyone's lifted anything like that, let me know. Let's see. If you do it cheap, then a smaller payout, but you can check that it won't work. It's a lot to pay out, and then it don't work. It would work. It'd work because my ponds are set up like that, so it would work on the sense of like physically working. The thing where it would be a pain, it'd be I would have to redo them. So it's and obviously I'd end up with say like 10 retrofit bottom drains, which I'd probably just sell cheap or something. But again, I'm losing money. I'm literally gonna bin the liner, sell the bottom drains when I get the money to do it. Do you know what I mean? So it's an hard one. It's an hard one. I've put a lot of money in up to now. I've rented the lake. I've put the fish in the lake. I'm getting this house and building ponds. I've put enough money in where I feel like I don't want to put too much in. That's without the giveaways. That's without the Tempest, the auto feeder, which is sat next to me that I still haven't sent to Budget Pond Keeper. I can see you there. I do apologise. I've just had a mad week, but it's sat next to me. It will get sent out in the next couple of days. I've got the drum, which is already sorted, but again, still massive price, massive outlay. So drum filter, if anyone's interested, I will be giving that away. It's a Koi Pro 30,000 drum, and it's getting given away to any. We're going to do a subscriber giveaway over 1,000 subs. So I want a safety net over 1,000 because I've seen what's happened to Martin's Koi Pond, which is horrendous, and I don't know how. It's got to be a glitch, but he's losing like 30, 40 subs in minutes, just gone. So I think it's got to be some sort of glitch to do with YouTube, but it's still it's not nice. You know what I mean? So if you are not subscribed to Martin, go and check out his he's doing a lovely bar, big fish, big pond, really nice. Does a lot of it's like DIY, so his own jump cards and stuff. Go and check Martin out, Martin's Koi Pond. Yeah, so what else? I forgot to give the 2 hats away last week. So if anyone wants a hat, I know we can do something to give that away before the end of this one. I had 2, but I give one to Koyagi. I said Koyagi because he wants one of my hoodies. So I said he can have a free hat. So this season, so obviously with the ponds in mind, the move in mind, everything, what else is going on, I've started looking at me. Started thinking about this last couple of days. What have I got to spawn? What males, females, etc. have I got spawnable ready? Look like they've got the carrying eggs because they've got the 2 females I've got here. 3 females, but 2 of them look hefty. Over this last month or so, so I think they've got eggs, and I think they should spawn. So they are the 2 achievers. Now I'm pretty sure the Hannah Shisui is going to spawn because she spawned last year. So she looks good. She's a healthy. She's got a nice little bit of size to her, but she's not a massive fish, about 45 cm. So I think she's going to spawn as well, hopefully. Then I've also got the Crashy Guy, what I got from Jack. So and then I've got my Sankey. Sorry, I forgot to mention it. 2 achievers and the Sankey look good. The Hannah Shisui, I'm not sure about, but she spawned last year, so don't see why she shouldn't spawn this year. And then I've got the Crashy Guy from Jack. And then I've got a Chagui from Vince as well, which I need to figure out how to get off him. I'm not even sure on the sex. No, he did tell me at the time, but I'm not sure it's male or female. No, I forgot. So the Crashy Guy, I don't know what to put with it, to be honest. 2 achievers. I have got one, I think, which is an English bred one, but she's boss. I love that fish. She come from Danny's Koi channel. So she's me one who spawned last year. So I've got her, and then I've got the other one from Yoshiki Guy. Now I've got a male from Yoshiki Guy as well. Hopefully he's old enough, and I want to test his to see if there's any. Is it milt? They call it milt. I think so. I want to test it, and that pour on the oak showed me dead easy. Very lightly turn the fish over, and very lightly give it a little bit of a squeeze, and any milk will come out if it's ready. So he tested 3 in front of me and only 1 did, and that was the one I ended up buying, which I've got that Sankey. So that Sankey is going to go with me big female Sankey. Might buy another male. Have also got the male Showa, which could end up becoming the Showa male Sankey from the Oaks with the Yoshihigoi Sankey. Possible. So you got Jap parents and Polish parents to then create English bred of hopefully a decent standard. So I've got my Achievers, so hopefully my male will go with my 2 Achievers, the Yoshihigoi, and Yoshihigoi English. And then I've got the Hana Shisui, so I've got the ex-breeding male from Yoshihigoi. They just retired them, still old enough, still fit enough, everyone's fine with them. They just obviously moved on the breeding stock. They're going to do that from time to time, and they had done. So I got their male ex-Hana Shisui breeder. And then I'm going to put here with the Hana Shisui that I've got, which is from Danny's Koi channel also. And then what does that leave me? So Shisuis, Achievers, Sankey / Showa, possibly. I don't really want to do that, but I might do the Showa. And then I've got my Benny Kikikuru male, and I've got my Karashigoi female, which obviously I'm not going to put together, but I've got nothing for them to go with yet. So yeah, that's what I'm up to. But even that's 3 hopefully good spawns that I can get, and then that'll be Shisui, Sankey, and Achiever to go on. Do you know what I mean? They might do a turn in the lake. Who knows? We can only see. Don't really obsess over what could happen. Do you know what I mean? I just like take it as roll with the punches sort of thing. I don't see the point in sitting here going, that has to happen, because reality is life's not like that. Things don't happen like that. So I'm just not going to beat myself up hoping things happen. So one thing I did want to mention, not going to get into the whole YouTube thing, but a couple of people have messaged me lately, and there's been loads of talk about like advice that's not advice that's got an undertone. And what this is mainly going to be aimed at any new YouTubers who are coming on. There's people, YouTubers and non-YouTubers, who think that they've got massive knowledge on stuff, and they might have on certain stuff, but not on everything. And they give out advice a lot. And a couple of people have said to me, I can't stand it. Like, I just don't like it. You know what I mean? Because advice with an undertone, it's a little bit snotty there. Do you know what I mean? So all I'm going to say is, if you're new to YouTube, just ignore them. Just ignore them, because they just don't stop. But no harm done either. It's not that big of a deal. Do you know what I mean? Systems and filters, right? So I think it's on DT's Live. Someone asked DT on Saturday Night Live. Someone asked about filters, drums, and whatnot. So on the ponds, I'm going to do, again, because of cost. Obviously, drum filters, what, 3, 4, 5, 6,000 pound more even. So love that. Love the idea of it. But my big ponds are going to be run on Nexuses second hand. My small ponds are going to be run on Easy Pods, which I've got 3 already, and I'll maybe pick up another 1 or 2 if need be. So I'm open to have at least a couple of 2,000 to 3,000 gallon ponds. Now, what I was thinking about this is running them 2 or 3 ponds, whatever that may be, on Nexus 320s, and not all, I'll definitely run the Nexus, hopefully, but it's the other stuff. So I'm thinking like moving beds, brush filters, chambers, vortexes with brushes in. I'm really on the fence, and I don't really know what the best way to go. I haven't really looked at it, and I need to figure out whether I could go gravity fed into the vortex, into the Nexus, pump fed back. Does that work? I know there's people in the comments who know whether that would work. Could I do that? Could I run gravity fed into the vortex with brushes in it? Then would gravity take it then into the Nexus, and then the pump would push it back out? I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know how the vortexes connect up like that, if they would. But I'm just thinking about taking all that big stuff out the water before it gets to the nexus, like the poo and the excess food and leaves and whatever. The brushes will take that in first before the nexus, and it's just an added extra layer of protection. So, as I said, there must be someone in the comments that knows if the pipe size was right. Yes. So I'm assuming then I could reduce down or bigger. We'll make it bigger if need be. So say it was 3 inch, I can add easily put that onto make that onto a 4 inch. That's not right. Yeah, would that not work, or would it work, Vince? Let me know. So I've just explained why I want the brushes first. I actually want the brushes. I want the brushes as a layer of protection before the nexus. So I'm just reducing down the amount of big chunks of poo and food and leaves and anything else that falls into the pond. That goes into the brushes before the nexus.
Howdy doody.
How are you, mate?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. Fucking knackered.
Yeah.
Been shifting soil all day. Waiting for a fucking plumber to turn up.
Oh, you for your boiler?
Oh yeah, fucking hell. Literally, he turned up and all he did was tighten the immersion thing. You know where the electric element goes in the top of the cylinder?
Yeah.
That for some reason that had fucking popped. And all he did was I've been without fucking heating or fucking hot water all weekend, and all he did was tighten it. I could have fucking done that.
They're useless.
Isn't it?
They are useless.
Oh, shameless bud.
So what do you think of me vortex idea then, Vince? Bear in mind this is a cost-saving exercise.
Yeah. Now, if you was gravity feeding from a 4-inch bottom drain,
yeah,
and going 4-inch into the vortex, and then from 4-inch from the vortex to the nexus, and then you reduce down from your nexus to your pump, and then
which I would do anyway. You'd reduce 4 to probably 2 anyway.
Yeah, you'll be absolutely fine with that.
I'm just saying, if I end up heavily stocking these ponds, which are sales ponds, they are going to be heavily stocked. Otherwise, why would you come? You wouldn't want to come if you're not on to buy. So they're going to be heavily stocked. So I'm just thinking, if I can take some of that load and not actually the bio load, more the chunks, the not nice stuff in the water,
the actual physical crap.
Physical crap. If I can take that out before the nexus does its job, surely that's only a beneficial thing.
Oh yeah, definitely. But if you was running a nexus, if you could find one in working order, grab yourself an answer like what Martin's got down at Devon Koi Pond, because they were originally designed for the nexus, and it's basically a micro drum inside the nexus. It was a mad idea. It didn't really take on because when EA brought it out, they gave the actual answer a 5-year warranty, but the pump that was supplied by Awazi was only given a 3-year warranty. So it got a bit complicated when it come to getting things changed if things broke down. But when they worked, they were fucking amazing bits of kit.
Well, to be honest, so my thing in life generally is to try and be, my mentor, if you like, I'm not copying Ricky's word there, is to try and keep things simple. I like to DIY. I like to do it myself. If I don't understand it, I generally stay away from it, which is probably not the best attitude to have, but that's how I do it. And I understand this system, so I just want to check if it would work.
Yeah, of course it would. As long as you keep it, if you're gravity feeding from 4-inch bottom drain, if you keep that 4-inch pipework line all the way to the end where you hit the pump, you shouldn't have any problems at all.
Yeah. Okay. How are you, Scrag?
Yeah, not
Scragster, thank you for the mug, my brother.
No worries, no worries. You okay?
Yep, not too bad. Not too bad. I couldn't.
He doesn't really do a YouTube channel. He's making his rounds in the YouTube world now, isn't he? Everyone's got a Scrag mug.
Yeah, everyone's getting the Scrag mug.
Yeah. Well, I was trying to get mugs, but obviously to get a mug, you need to give a mug back. So I thought
it's a clever idea. Yeah, it's a clever idea what you've done.
So I just had a load made up, and I was just sending them out. Yeah.
Sweet. But yeah, that Deutsch Jaguar, I think you'll find is male, Danny.
Right. Now, that was what I was meant to ask you, because I think I remember you telling me it was male. I just forgot. I didn't want to say it was male and then be wrong.
It is. I'm almost positive that it's male, and it came from a Deutsch Achiever spawning as well.
So that could really go nicely with that Crashy Guy, that 65 cm Crashy Guy.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I think it's. I want to say it's only 10 in Sansai, but I'm not sure, so don't quote me on that either. But it's so it'd be a first spawn for it. Might not be a big yield, but it'd be interesting to see what
definitely
out of the Deutsch Jag and the Crashy.
Yeah, that Deutsch Jag would be the perfect one to put with the Crashy Guy.
Yes, I think like I'll have a few nice mixes. I really want to try and hone in on some nice traits in not every variety of fish, but just some, so I can go, that they're really nice quality of whatever variety.
Cashy doesn't want me to remind you that you've got the Tancho shoulder as well. Don't forget.
Oh no, I don't forget. Like,
yeah,
it's like if someone owes me money, I don't forget. I might not say none, but I never forget it. I can still remember people who owe me a tenner from when I was 17.
Oh, digestive biscuit crumbs.
A tenner was a lot of money when I was 17.
Yeah, fucking right, wasn't it, Josh?
I'm just one of the people who walk past you in the street and just smile at you and just think, "Not bad, you owe me 25 quid or something." I just never forget it.
So have you got a moving date then, Danny, or?
So we're just in the contract sign now. It was an absolute nightmare. We had to. I'm self-employed. Becky's not. So we had to get references from bosses, accountants, landlady here, 3 months rent, deposit. Like, it was just scandalous.
Oh, they make you jump through fucking hoops, brother.
I've never seen nothing like it. I genuinely thought it would have been easier to buy a house than it was to get this much information to rent as one.
Yeah, I know that because the brother-in-law's just gone through it.
I've never done it years ago. You used to be able to just go and rent somewhere, and you go, yeah, there's a month's rent, month's deposit, and you just had them. Do you know what I mean?
No, now you've got to have guarantors, referees, and fucking Christ knows what else.
But we jumped through all them hoops this week anyway, so it was a bit of a horrible week, and because we didn't know, and we kept getting these uploads on the computer, on the phone, saying like, yeah, you've passed stage 1, now stage 2, now stage 3, and it was just killing us. Like, have we got it or not? So we got the call on Friday, say we've got it. It's just signing contracts and stuff now, and then hopefully we'll get a moving date.
Well, I suppose almost burning the house down didn't help.
No, right. So on top of that, I have to then get rid of the shed, and I'm going to absolutely blitz the garden so it's nice and clean, because the landlady here has been super nice to us for the last 3 years we've been here. Sorted everything we need sorting. The boiler broke 24 hours. There's a brand new boiler, stuff like that. She's brilliant. So obviously, you want to leave it as nice as we possibly can for her.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
If she was an arsehole, I wouldn't care, but she's not, so I do.
You know the ponds. I was watching Shrewsbury Koi last night, and he's got one of them ponds that link in together. I wondered if you could do that.
So this was my original thought, because of what I was thinking is building one. I went to, was it Cascade Koi, I think it was, and they were using the nets. So they were using like you're making a feeding ring. you'd get your 40mm pipe and you'd make your hoop.
Yeah.
And then you put your net round. So they had the whole pond section with one of them. So the bottom was weighted and then the top was clipped in on the wall. So they could make that pond 1 foot, 10 foot. Do you know what I mean? They could divide it wherever they wanted with no actual fixed divider. And I just thought it was really clever. So I was thinking about what about making
clever, actually.
I thought, what about making a massive pond and then just dividing it with something simple like that? But the problem is that then I can't isolate.
No.
And I do want to be doing my own spawns, buying fish in from different places as well. And I feel like if every system's its own system with its own nets, its own bowls, its own everything, there's just no arguments, is there, for anything?
Yeah, there's no chance of anything from cross-contamination or anything like that. So that is definitely the way to go.
Yeah.
One system, one filter, one net, one bowl.
Yeah, and it's easy enough to do on the smaller net. On the smaller ones, I'll use the 1 meter pan nets.
Yeah.
So on the smaller vats, I'll have one of them, and then on the big vats, I'll have one of the 60 cm pan nets. Because I can't imagine myself having anything over 60 cm for sale. Genuinely can't. I don't see why.
No.
It's too much money tied up, if anything. Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So yeah, that's the plan. But again, even that, you know, the price of nets yourself. So just to buy 10 nets, you're talking what, £500, £600. Well,
yeah,
if you buy the Jack ones, the 1 meter ones are £40, and the 60 cm ones, I think they're 80 or 90.
Is that with Norfine?
With the what? Sorry.
Norfine nets.
Oh god, no, it's just the Jap style ones, the wood ones with the net. I don't know the technical term.
Yeah, but there's a company called Norfine, and they make most of the nets. If you actually go on the website, you can actually get sort of like holding nets and stuff made to size whatever you want.
Okay, I'll probably message you after this for that. But yeah, so that's the plan. But I say everything's just super expensive, and I spoke to EA last year about just making an account with them and whatever, and the reps were brilliant. I didn't need one, so I didn't end up making the account. But he said to me, if you want to bulk order before January this year. He said, because obviously with the price increase with the what's it called? Inflation, couldn't think of it. So inflation going up 11%. He was saying that's going to be added on to then the price increase. So order before, obviously,
and then add the koi tax on top.
Yeah, so I didn't need, or I had nowhere to put like nexuses and pumps and whatever. Yeah. If I could have stored them or I could have bought them earlier, I probably could have saved a right few quid there.
But hindsight's always 20/20.
Yeah, and do you know what? I knew it at the time. You know, I knew it, but I was like, what can I do with them? Do you know what I mean? Like, where can you put plain extras? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So yeah. Anyway, doesn't matter. Jobs are fish. So yeah, it's what I was gonna say. So I was trying to do my costings anyway, and my costings just brought a tear to me eye, so I just give up, and I thought I'll just wing this and just see how far I get. Because when I got a pen and paper out, I was like, oh god, I wish I wouldn't have done this.
Nothing wrong with winging it, boy.
Have you got your liner in yet, Vince?
No, not yet. Not yet.
No.
I went down to the filter house today, and the concrete floor is still a little bit soft, so I'll go down and have another check tomorrow.
You're still recovering from the Black Country invasion?
Oh, mate. I tell you, at times, I needed an interpreter. Yeah. Sometimes I struggle speaking to this one, and Dino, you know, can I have an interpreter for that one as well? But yeah, it was a cracking day. Absolutely cracking day.
Just while you're on the topic of Northern Invaders, I got me mug from Davey Black Country Koi Bloke. We done a little mug swap. So yeah, appreciate that, Dave. Thanks for that, mate.
Yeah, Davey's a cracking lad.
Yeah, I can't understand the word he says either, though, to be honest.
Hey, you try having a house full of fucking 6 or 7 of the fuckers.
Yeah, it's like Scousers when there's a group together. You can't understand them even more.
You know, I'm stood in amongst them and half it goes boom.
Yeah. Watching you try and do that liner. Like
the Chuckle Brothers.
Yeah, it was funny. Like you just couldn't have complicated it any more if you tried.
No. But hopefully by the end of the week I should be on to getting that liner in.
Nice. So what did you have to do? Seal it down the middle? So you made a fin. So you made it wider, essentially.
Yeah. Basically, because it's a butyl liner, we've used the proper double-sided liner tape, and then once I've got it in and I've got it where I want it, I will then run round the joint with a heat gun and a seam roller, and then after that I will then bead it with some OB1.
Nice. So it's nothing's getting through that then, is it?
Oh,
More chances that the actual liner will go somewhere else than get through that joint.
Yeah, definitely. Just waiting for a parcel from my man Mark from Mark's Country Koi, because he's sending me the clamping ring that goes on the top of the bottom drain.
Okay.
Because it was a used bottom drain that I put in there.
Right, so you're just missing that.
Yeah.
I messaged Mark and we were talking and he didn't get back to me about so I don't, you might know a little bit more, and obviously it's his story, so I don't want to get into it too much, but he was talking on DT's Live about he's setting up selling fish.
Yes.
But it's something to do with charity. Have I got that wrong?
No, he's started. He's got his own business that he's starting selling fish. I think there was something happening there where I think they're going to try and do something for brain cancer charity or something along them lines.
They were talking on the live, and then obviously when everyone started talking, he didn't really get a chance to finish what he was saying. So I was just curious. I just thought it was a nice thing to do. And
well, if you want help and advice, you know, Mark would be a good one to speak to, because he's not long been awarded his pet shop license with a 4-star rating. So it'd be good. It'll be good for you to chat with.
Definitely pick his brains over it, because as I say,
he's a cracking bloke as well, Mark.
Yeah. No, he seems like a nice fella. I haven't really spoken to him, but he seems like a nice fella.
Yeah, definitely is.
Yeah, so what's everyone's big plans this week then? Anything new?
Well, just more of the same at the moment, while I'm trying to let the floors dry in the filter house. I get more done out the front, because the more I get broken down, the closer I get to putting that patio down. Once the patio's down, that's 90% of it done. Then it's just getting rid of all the rubble and the crack. That's the fun one. Yeah,
you'll find somewhere for it. There's always a plant pot or something that could be made out of it, the way you do it anyway.
I've already lifted the existing plant beds by another two layers of patio slab, and I said to Susan, "Well, let me put planters in, go down that left hand side with where the fence is, and I get rid of it there." But she's like, "Nope, I want it there. Yeah. I want it. I want it.
Like that little bit harder."
Yeah. Her quote words were, "I want it maintenance free, so leave what we've got."
Did anyone see John Dunn's cut on his arm that he done himself? He works in a hospital and he's on a sculpting and moulding course or whatever, and he's making these like prosthetics. And he made one, and it genuinely looked like he'd sliced his arm open. Brilliant. I don't know what he does in the hospital. I'm not sure if that's related or he's just on a course. But so what went on at the farm this week then, Scrag? You were down there, weren't you?
I didn't go down this weekend.
I thought you went down.
No, it was the weekend before when we put the polytunnel on.
Oh, right, okay.
I went down for the Saturday, yeah, but that was everybody grafts, don't they? It's not just the DOS. Everybody does graft.
It's
everybody
genuinely
gets
like
stuck in. It's good to see, to be fair.
Yeah.
And obviously, it's pushed Jack on a lot further than he expected. And I think they had a productive weekend again this weekend with Spider-Man down there tightening the
he works
poly
hard. That
tunnel.
lad, he doesn't stop, does he, Paul?
No.
He works hard.
Yeah.
But it is nice. It's nice to see, not even that, you know, obviously I favour Jack, but it's nice that anyone to pull it out the bag after all that like hardship, getting knocked back, the weather and the polytunnel and all the things that went wrong for him, the basin sinking.
Yeah.
And then it just really looked like it was going to get to a point where he was going to not be able to carry on. And then he just smashed it. It just turned it around completely. And it's just, in no matter what, 2-3 weeks, there's ponds built, there's fiberglass and done, there's polytunnels up, there's just so much gone on there. And yeah, you know, hats off to him. I think it doesn't matter, it's Jack, it could be anyone, it's just anyone to pull that out the bag like that. I've got a massive appreciation
for. We're not going to have any more flyaway polytunnels then.
Not this one, no. So all that was is when they dug. I don't think you explained that very well. When they dug out the pond, they took away the foundations for 2 of the legs. So the 2 legs had nothing holding actually in the ground, and when the wind got in it just ripped it away.
See, the one end was still open at the side of the doors. The one end was still open, so the wind was just blowing straight through and then lifting it up.
And the back 2 legs had no support at all. They were just in like a few inches of mud, which, if it would have just been nicer weather for another week, it wouldn't have happened. One of them things, innit? You live in your lane.
Oh, yeah, shit happens.
It was a lot easier this time because the wind wasn't as strong, because when the wind got hold of that polytunnel, man, it was hard to hold on to. But not this weekend, the weekend before, there was hardly any wind, so it was a lot easier to pull over.
Yeah, that one when we were all there, that was funny. That it was gonna go. There was 10, 12 of us holding it, and it was just taking us all up, weren't it? It was funny, like, but genuinely thought that was gonna fly away that day, but it didn't. And well, it didn't that day, but it did eventually. But it just looks boss down there now. Genuinely, it does. It really looks good. And as I say, anyone who's who puts that much effort into something just deserves to succeed, in my opinion. Because I think lesser men would have walked away by now.
It's good for the community to come together and give him a chuck and say, we know you're struggling, and jumped in and just helped him. Really good.
I think the positive side
of this community... so fucking far away.
I know. You're in the middle of nowhere, aren't you?
Well, in fact, when you move from North Wales, you'll probably be closer than you are now.
Yeah, possibly. So it's going to put me probably at 40 minutes on getting to Jack's farm. It takes me an hour now. It's probably going to be closer to 2 hours now. But yeah, might end up closer to other people. What say, mate?
What part of North Wales?
Llangollen.
Is that by the Grafter?
I think they call it Llangollen, even right, but I say Llangollen. I think it's Llangollen, but yeah, it's about it's an hour from Liverpool, 1 hour from Liverpool.
That's not too bad then.
No, not really. Like, I jump in the car and drive for hours anyway, so it doesn't really make a big deal to me. Do you know what I mean?
Closer to Ian, he can give you the chuck. He's a grafter, that Ian is.
That's what I messaged him. I texted him and said, "Whereabouts in Wales do you live?" Because he was my first thought, to be honest. If that man doesn't stop.
No, he's a machine. He's like one of them Duracell bunnies. Just keeps going and going and going.
I'm literally half of his age, and I was blowing out my ass, and he was still carrying on.
Yeah, quality.
I have not heard that saying for a long time.
He was putting me to shame. I was having to like proper go like, Danny, get a grip now and just push the wheelbarrow. But when I went down there the other week, like for the first half an hour, I couldn't breathe. It was so like fresh up there because it's quite high, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I couldn't like get a proper breath for about half an hour, and I was okay then. I worked all day, but Yeah, it's so fresh up there. I think like me lungs are used to polluted Liverpool.
Yeah, no smog to worry about up there, is there?
But yeah, so it's just been a bit of a crazy one this week, to be honest. Mentally, I think yeah, it's just been one of them like. I obviously don't take well to change. Do you know what I mean?
Well,
Which I've never really thought
Danny,
about.
when you actually think about it, though, since you joined YouTube, how many months ago? Not that long ago.
No, probably
How much your life has changed in
yeah.
such a
Like this
short
is
space of time.
YouTube
You're bound to be
Koi
fucking.
have took over my life. Genuinely, Koi get more attention from me than the other businesses do, from anything does, and that's why I'm so determined to carry on with it, because
Once it
nothing else would
bites,
have got my attention like this.
yeah. Once it bites, that's it. And if you get hooked, it becomes like tunnel vision.
I'd say so. I grew up. My dad had a pond. It wasn't a koi pond. It was just there might have been a few koi in there. There might have been a few rudd, tench, whatever. It got through in that pond. Got through in that pond. So we always liked fish. I used to go match fishing every Sunday, and I competed match fishing for years when I was a kid. So I've always liked fish, and I've never really been settled enough to own a pond properly. So yeah, so settled, obviously had the baby, made the pond, and then that was it. Then it was just like I didn't just want to know it was a red fish or it was a red and white fish. I wanted to know everything about it.
Whirlwind started.
Yeah, it really has. But I'm so obsessed with it. I know this is where what I want to carry on putting my attention at.
Totally honest with you, Danny, as well. Was it you said Jack told you that when you go to your first show, it will be so surreal. It will be unreal. It's a weird feeling, because when it happened to me last year or the year before, my attitude was, well, I'm a nobody, I'm just someone.
That's of course.
But for people to come up and go, I really like what you do, and they're genuine about it, it just makes you feel, well, and you will feel weird for a little while.
It happened a few times last year, because obviously I had my channel, but I maybe had 200 subscribers then, so maybe it happened 3 or 4 times throughout every show I went to. So it wasn't that big of a deal, really. Do you know what I mean? But it was still a little bit strange. Hate Koi come over to me, and that was weird. But yeah, like he was just saying to me, it's just like it's so strange when people come over and say, "Can I get a picture with you?" Like you're a celebrity, and he was just saying, "I'm not a celebrity." It's crazy.
Yeah. Or you'll be walking, or you'll be talking to someone, and you'll hear, "You all right, Danny La?" And you'll go, "All right," but you don't know who you're waving at.
Yeah. But that's the good. This is like, obviously there's a bit of negative, and we talk about it regularly, and everyone talks about it. But 95% of this, 98% of this community is solid. Really nice people, love our hobby, love what we're doing, love interacting with each other. And I think people enjoy watching that.
Yeah, definitely. Because at the same time, yes, we're putting ourselves out there, but we are opening ourselves, not just our ponds, but as people as well.
Of course, you see our homes, you see our families, you see everything about us.
Yeah, definitely.
Kashi from Kashi's Koi come into my garden a few weeks ago to get some bits off me, and said, "I feel like I'm walking onto a TV set." Because I suppose that's what it is, isn't it?
I felt like that when I went to Davy Boys, because you see, I watched a lot of his videos, and then to go there, it's like a TV set.
Yeah, you're a subscriber, so from your point of view, it's. But to be on the receiving end of that, it's humbling. It is, because up here you're thinking to yourself, but I'm nobody. It's really strange to put into words.
And Mad Dogs, I can walk to Mad Dogs in 5 minutes. I didn't know he lived around the corner, so I'll drop in now and again. I'll see his garage door open, and I'll drop in and have a chat with him. Yeah.
Have you actually bumped into the Skegster in the flesh yet?
Yes, a couple of times. Yeah,
he's a lot bigger than he looks on camera. Let's put it that way. He's a lot bigger than I mean, you're right.
Anybody's bigger than me.
Work hard, though, lad. I met Dean. I speak to Dino every day now, pretty much. And he rang me twice today or whatever. I rang him, he rang me. And I only met him a few months ago through this.
Yeah.
Just literally sent me a message, and then we were talking. Oh, yeah, where do you live? And we literally live 5 minutes away from each other. And yeah, like we talk every day now, which is bizarre.
I think Dino's great, and I've actually built up a friendship with Dino through YouTube. So he's got an art. If I don't hear from him in 2 or 3 days, I'm wondering why, you know.
Yeah, as I say, he says stuff that he doesn't mean offence by. Some people can take that the wrong way, but he's got an art of gold. He doesn't mean nothing by it. It's just he's got a very scouse sense of humour, and obviously when you start mixing the country together, people just don't always get humour, do they?
He's got a thing for Deutsch fish where we won't hold that against him.
Yeah, I done it and I put my hand up. I didn't get his sense of humour. I've got a good sense of humour, but I didn't get Dino's sense of humour, and I put my hand up and apologised. That's what it's all about at the end of the day.
He literally rings me and goes, have I just went too far? And I said, yeah, you have, because people don't get it, so it's not funny, so pack it in.
Yeah.
But he doesn't mean nothing by it. It's just, yeah, he's just
very,
very passionate in like messing around and stuff like that.
I don't know what's going on with that banger on his top lip, though. He looks like 118.
He will put himself out there for a laugh. He was sending me voice recordings. He's in a warehouse and he's shouting, this warehouse is massive and there's nothing in there. It's like pitch like an aircraft hangar with nothing in there apart from one fella on the other side of the room. He's going to him, say his name, Ben, for argument's sake. Hey, Ben. And he goes, what? He goes, any crashy guy? And he goes, no. What do you mean, lad? Crashy guy? She said you had crashy guy. Any crashy guy? He's like, nah, lad. And he goes, what about achievers? Any achievers? And this lad hasn't got a clue what's going on. Dean's just shouting to him, doesn't know what he's talking about. He's voice recording it. I'm laughing my head off. Dean's laughing his head off, and this poor kid's just like, what's that weirdo going on about? He's round the bend. Do you fall off your chair then?
I tell you, my shoelace come undone. I would love to have seen his face the first time I put that little video he sent me on the end of my videos.
I love that video, you know. I love it. Genuinely love it. I was saying to him, let me put it on mine. And he was going, no, pack it in. No, you won't, lad. And I said, lad, let me just use it once. And he wouldn't have it.
He ended up ringing me. He's like, Vince, I'll do you a different one, he said, but please stop using that one. It makes me look so gay.
Have you seen the he's not going to thank me for saying this, but have you seen the video where he got a tennis ball to the face? He broke his nose. He said to someone they couldn't throw a tennis ball. They wouldn't hit him with the tennis ball. So he put his hands up and let him throw the tennis ball full force in his face, and it broke his nose.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
He's round the bend. Said he had 2 black eyes. Yeah, he's funny. But yeah, so this week's been a bit of a chaotic one, and to be honest, my head just hasn't been with it at all. One thing I am thinking about, this house is in the middle of God knows where, and internet connection. So the Monday night lives might end up having to stop for a few weeks until we get broadband and whatnot. Hopefully not, but just have to see.
Pop round Ian's and do them from there.
What, mate? Sorry.
Pop round Ian's and do them from there.
Yeah. So yeah, that's so. If that comes to it, it comes to it. If I can do it from my phone, I'll do it from my phone. But we'll see. But right, guys, we've been on for an hour. I appreciate you coming on. Been a good little night, nice little chat. I hope everyone's enjoyed it.
You know that.
And I'll catch you all next week.
All the best, all. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, guys.